Hello all you beautiful people, welcome back to the channel. I Stand Alone Gaming. In today's episode we're going to be doing Polybridge, and today we're going to be doing 311 through 315 in Snowdrift. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. The first one at 311 is called Tall Bridge. There's a few ways you could do this. First one, you could do triangles. Let me turn on my grid real quick. First one you could do is triangles. Copy. Now the only thing you want to make sure that you're doing is you're coming in with your triangles here. It looks kind of like this. See how tall we gotta go first. So two more. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're at the top, you have the whole expanse. And then you want to basically come back down, kind of like that. There we go. So it's going to look something like this. There's one other way you can make it. If this one doesn't work right off the bat, I'll show you that one. But with that being said, you want to go ahead and add a little bit extra support. You can see we're a little bit under budget. Want to do some of these sideways ones. I recommend doing this middle section here. And let's go see what happens. Alright, fair enough. I built it the other way, but I know you can do it that way. Let's go ahead, try again. So the way I typically did it, or I did it when I succeeded, is you build squares. Now typically when you're building a bridge, you definitely don't want to build squares, which is why I tried the triangle method. But yeah, you want to go ahead and build squares. Copy that. All the way up. It's not what I wanted. Same to this side. Could have just copied the whole thing, but it looks like that's what we're doing. Now essentially you want to do the same thing up here, except you're going to have road all the way across. So just keep this pattern going. Now if you run it just like this, it won't work. Reason being is, I'll just show you real quick, but the reason being is that it just folds over. See how it folds? So what you got to do is make one little X here and one little X here. I know it doesn't really make a lot of sense, but as long as it works, that's all that matters. So we're under budget, stay sturdy. And there we go, 311. I'll go on to the next level. We got 312 up and down. Now the first time I did this, it was actually pretty tricky. Mainly because I'm not very good at building bridges in the first place. But I ended up making it work. I saw a similar build, which helped out. So hopefully you guys can do the same. So when you're doing this top road, you want to make sure that you're matching the elevation. See how it's almost parallel? That's what you're looking for. And you can leave this last piece off, but you need to go ahead and put a piece of steel here. Now I highly recommend using steel for the rest. Kind of like that. Now when you're using this bridge, I forget which section it is, but it tends to be very weak in the center here. I mean, it is a lot of weight, so, but I think that is the build. You can also go ahead and throw a piece there. Oh, I guess not, over budget. So let's see if this works. Oh, it definitely doesn't. Alright, I'm going to have to fish around for a little bit and figure out where I'm going wrong with this, but this is essentially the build I used, so I'll be back in a couple seconds and I'll show you what I come up with. Alright, so this is what I ended up coming up with, and for some reason the this place we need to reinforce was on the top. That's why it kept breaking on us. We reinforced the bottom, it was the top that kept breaking. So let's go ahead and hit play. You can see it's under a lot of stress. These dump trucks are super heavy. But, as you can see, success. Alright, so you gotta be careful with this car down here. It drives super fast. Tearing ass, some would say. But with that being said, this one is kind of simple if you think about it the right way. The first time I tried to do it is I tried to jump over the river both times, and that didn't work so hot. So you start off by making your road. Make your road. You want your regular wooden truss. You want this on both sides. And on the bottom here. Now you want to zoom in, double tap, double tap, double tap, double tap. Zoom in, make sure you're on the right side. I think this one needs to be 1. This one needs to be 2. I could be wrong, everything could be backwards, but it's usually how it works for me. Now the next thing you want to do, go ahead and put a piece of steel straight out on top of here. Now you want to do the same thing on this side. Now there's only 2 more steps, so you got to go down here, put on a hydraulic, 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 and hydraulic. Now I don't remember the exact percentages I used in the last one, but I do remember they were pretty low. So I'm going to go 25 here. I'm going to drop this one to 40. Let's go 48. 48. And this one, what was this one? 24. Now, something's telling me this is going to be too much, but gotta go ahead and give it a shot. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Ooh. Don't be a noob like me. Oh, there's one other thing we did forget, actually. Now that I'm looking at it, we need also a piece of steel right here and here. That would explain a lot. So I think this needs to be on 1, this needs to be on 1, this needs to be on 2, and 2. Like I said, everything could be backwards, but this also has to be attached to the 1 over here, and this also has to be attached to the 2. Looking a little bit better, looking a little bit better. But I think this is backwards. There we go, that looks much better, much better. And success. And it looks mighty fine doing it. Alright, so that is 313, I believe. Let's go to the next one. Here we got 314, which was a little tricky the first time. But we played a level very similar to this one. I think it was in the sand. What was the last one called? Desert Winds. Yeah, that's the one. There was a one that was very similar to this, so. I go ahead and build a triangle there. You want to build a truss on this bridge, on both of them really. You don't need them super tall, because the cars are kind of light. That's not what I want to do. Then copy. Paste that there. So what I do is I'll go ahead and attach one here. I think this one needs to be about 45%. Let's leave it at 45 for now. And if I remember correctly, I attached this one to here. And I had this contract about also 44%-ish. Now the percentages might be different. Really, you have to go through testing and to see how far the bridges go up or down. Oh, and one other thing, you gotta make sure they're actually attached to the right spot, so. We also need one of these. Oh, actually, no, we don't. Alright, so. These all need to be attached to 2, I believe. These all need to be attached to 1. So I think that should be good. Oof. Struggling today. Maybe these are supposed to be opposite? Yep, there we go. We might have to change that one a little bit. And the reason this one broke is because this one was too powerful, so we gotta go ahead and reduce this one. Let's go 42 for this one, and we'll go 42 for this one. That looks pretty good. Top might break. Nope, top made it. There we go. That is 314. Head on to the next one. This one's called High and Low. Now this one was pretty tricky. For the most part, you want to build up to here first. And the tricky part is getting the car down here. So you gotta go ahead and cut this one off. I built a nice little triangle up here. And you kind of want to build like an ascending bridge here. So it like curves around. Alright, looks pretty good. Now one other thing you could do is reinforce the bottom. There's a reason for it, trust me. Could always try to do it without it, but something I need it for. And then there's one or two more things that you have to do. So first thing is first, you want to put the hydraulic onto this point right here. And I believe this one was roughly 48, 47-ish. Let's go 48 first. And then there was one other thing that I did that made it work a little bit better. So I attached another hydraulic over here. Then I attached a cable here. And I had it expand. This one expanded, I think, 45-ish. No, I think it was lower than that. Let's go 40. So the reason being is once it gets down to this point, this will hydraulic will expand, but it will also have that wire on here, so it actually have some support over on this side instead of just dangling off on just this point over here. And then there's one more thing. Both these cars return to where this side, so the only tricky part I had was facing this part over here. For some reason he did not like to get back on top of the bridge, so sometimes it's better to just build a road right here. And then I think that is everything. The only thing that I might have to adjust is the hydraulics, but I think that's everything. This piece is okay, hanging like that. Let's go back. I gotta see why it broke. Okay, so this gotta expand just a little bit more. But at the same time, I feel like this gone down too far. So let's go ahead and we'll drop this expansion. Or contraction. We only need it to line up right here. So as long as it lines up, we're okay. We definitely need to tighten this up a little bit because it's gonna snap right there. So we need it to tighten up. So let's go 33%. You want that to be a little bit tighter, I think. Yep. Let's go 30 this time. You want some of the weight to be distributed onto this wire here. That should be better. There we go. That's what we're looking for. Ah, no! Broke on the way back. I gotta take a look at what happened. I think the jump was just a little too much and the bridge was lower. Nope, he probably hit his tire right on this little lip right here, and that's what caused that problem. Actually, it's when he lands, but that lip is why he jumped in the first place. So let's try again. In order to get that lower, we need this to contract just a little bit more. Still need it to contract a little bit more, and that means we also need to give this a little bit more room. So it really just comes down to fine-tuning it at this point. Just gonna hit. Alright, so I'm not going to drag you around the fine-tuning point. I'm going to show you when I come back and actually finish it, and I'll show you guys that. So I'll be back in a quick second. Alright guys, so this is what I ended up with. I did a little bit of adjustments on here. I reduced the size on the top and put it on the bottom, essentially. Still got the cable here. I have this at 39%. I have this one at 42%. This part still dangles after the original uphill climb, and then the bridge almost directly meets up with this over here. So let's go ahead and take a look. See how it's almost level there? That's what we were looking for. And there we go. Success. And just like that. With that being said, we completed all our levels. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. And if you've been following along, I would really appreciate it if you could leave me a like and subscribe to my channel. I'd greatly appreciate it. But with that being said, I hope you guys have a good one. I hope to see you in the next episode. Take care.